Welcome! Tonight we are going to drift through a gentle, unhurried corner of history, a place where the evening air feels soft, where the world has slowed just enough for us to float along a river of memory, and where the origins of coins and early currency settle into view like tiny lanterns glimmering on the water. For the next few moments, let yourself sink into stillness, take a soft breath, and then another. Let the edges of the day melt away. Feel the quiet settle around you, and notice the gentle glow of tonight's story. The story of how humans first learned to trade, to trust, to measure value, and how the very first coins whispered their way into the world. And now, before you get fully comfortable, take a small pause, and if you feel it in your heart, maybe like the video and subscribe. Only if you truly enjoy what I do here. And if you wish, leave a note in the comments. Tell me where you're tuning in from, what time it is for you right now. It's always fascinating to see who joins us from across the globe. Now, dim the lights, perhaps turn on a gentle fan for a soft background hum, and let's ease together into tonight's journey. And, with a deep, calm breath, we drift slowly back into the story, smooth, seamless, quiet, watching the first coins find their place in human life. A soft beginning, before money was money. Imagine a world without coins, without notes, without any little symbols of value at all. A world where the evening wind sighs across open fields, where early villages glow with small fires, and where trade begins not with metal, but with trust. Picture a sleepy settlement, thousands of years ago, perhaps somewhere between gentle hills, a place where people rise with the sun and rest when the stars spill out across the dark. Think of soft footpaths worn by bare feet, the distant bleating of goats, the warm smell of grain drying in the afternoon light. In those ancient days, long before the clink of coins echoed in bustling marketplaces, people traded in simple ways. A jug of milk for a handful of grain, a carved wooden bowl for a piece of woven cloth, a sturdy tool lent for a promise of help during the harvest. There was no hurry, no strict accounting, just the slow rhythm of life moving in its own gentle pattern. You can almost hear the quiet voices of those early traders, soft greetings, a shared laugh, the murmured satisfaction of making a fair exchange. In the distance, a breeze moves through tall grasses, sounding like a whisper of time itself. This world didn't need coins yet. Value lived in usefulness, in relationships, in the kindness of neighbors. But as the years drifted by, something subtle began to shift. People migrated. Villages grew. Paths turned into routes, routes into roads. And with this slow weaving of human movement came a new challenge. How do you trade fairly with someone you don't know? It was a small question, but it would eventually shape everything. The first little treasures. Before metal, before minted symbols, before emperors stamped their faces on anything, there were objects that humans found naturally beautiful. Little things that shimmered softly in the hand. Imagine a quiet shoreline at twilight, waves rolling in with a thoughtful hush, leaving behind pale, curved shells that gleamed faintly under the fading sun. People noticed that some shells were harder to find than others. Some shapes were more pleasing, some colors more rare. And when something is rare, people begin to see it as special. Cowrie shells became one of the earliest forms of proto-currency. Light, delicate, and softly curved, they traveled far from their ocean homes. Traders carried them across deserts, across forests, through small towns tucked between valleys. You can picture them rustling gently inside woven pouches, like tiny echoes of distant seas. Their value wasn't fixed. It didn't need to be. The world was still slow, and trade was still personal. But step by step, the idea of a shared symbol of value began to form. A shell meant something. A bead meant something. A polished stone meant something. Not because they were useful, but because everyone agreed, quietly, collectively, that they were worth something. It was the soft beginning of a new way of thinking. Evenings in ancient villages. Imagine now a peaceful settlement somewhere in ancient Mesopotamia. The air is warm. A fire crackles softly in the center of a communal space. Families gather around, sharing food and stories. The scent of roasted grain drifts through the fading evening light. Nearby, small clay tokens lie in baskets. Simple shapes, cones, spheres, discs, each representing something. A measure of grain, a jar of oil, a flock of sheep. These tokens were among humanity's earliest attempts to record value, a quiet bookkeeping system long before writing spread across the world. A trader might hold a little clay cone in his hand, running a thumb over its cool surface. It's just a shape, a tiny piece of baked earth. Yet behind it lies meaning, agreement, trust. And so, in the soft glow of ancient fires, humanity's understanding of value grows more complex, but still remains gentle, still connected to daily life. As you drift deeper into the story, let yourself imagine these worlds: the dim glow of distant torches, the rustle of early markets, the soft murmur of barter and exchange. Picture the clinking of small objects, the swish of fabrics, the quiet negotiations that unfold with patience rather than pressure. These scenes are not dramatic. They are calm, like ripples on a pond. And as you follow them, you may feel yourself settling more comfortably, breathing a little slower, sinking deeper into rest. Because the story of early money is not a loud one. It is a whispering tale, a gentle unfolding of human curiosity and cooperation. And slowly, quietly, the idea of coins begins to form on the horizon, and so, as the night deepens around us, we drift a little farther along the slow, winding path of early currency. The world is still ancient, still quiet, still shaped by gentle human rhythms, but something new is beginning to shimmer beneath the surface of time. The first metals whisper into history. Imagine a wide, peaceful valley, dawn stretching softly over distant hills, the pale light brushing across stone, sand, and early settlements. In this calm landscape, people begin to notice that certain stones behave differently. Some shine when polished, some bend, some melt under fire and become something new. Copper, gold, silver, electrum, a natural blend of gold and silver, glowing softly like moonlit honey. Picture someone, we do not know their name, and we never will, crouching beside a stream, noticing a strange gleam among the pebbles. A small nugget of electrum, warm in color, smooth in the hand. Maybe they turned it over curiously, maybe they showed it to their neighbors. Maybe they simply thought it was beautiful. But beauty, as always, travels. Metals became ornaments, then adornments, then symbols, then, slowly, quietly, measures of value. Not everyone needed copper. Not everyone needed silver. But one agreed, perhaps without even discussing it directly, that these metals were special. And so, without fanfare, the next step in human value took shape. The land of Lydia, where coins are born. Now let's imagine the soft hills of ancient Lydia, in western Anatolia, a place bathed often in warm sunlight, where traders moved along dusty paths with calm, steady footsteps. In this gentle land, around 600 BCE, something peaceful but revolutionary begins to unfold. The Lydians didn't set out to change the world. They weren't rushing. Life still echoed with the same simple sounds. The soft thud of footsteps in a marketplace, the clink of pottery, the quiet conversations carried on warm breezes. But they had electrum, more than most regions. And they had a need to measure value more reliably, more fairly, more efficiently. Imagine a Lydian artisan seated beside a small fire. The flames crackle softly, sending tiny sparks drifting upward like sleepy fireflies. Metal melts quietly in a clay crucible. The artisan pours it into tiny molds, each shaped the same, each one holding a specific amount of electrum. When the metal cools, they grind off the rough edges, creating small, smooth pieces. They press a symbol into each one, maybe a lion's head, bold yet gentle, representing royal authority. The first coins are born, not with noise, not with ceremony, but with the quiet practicality of everyday life. These early coins weren't shiny discs like modern money. They were irregular little lumps, soft in color, kind to the touch, warm with the memory of fire. And people began to trust them, because each one said, without speaking, "This is worth something." The world didn't change overnight. It shifted slowly, like dusk turning into night. The quiet conversations of early markets. Let's picture a Lydian marketplace at dusk. Not busy, not chaotic, just gently alive. Stalls made of simple wood, cloth shades fluttering lightly, the faint scent of herbs drifting. Through the warm air, traders speak softly, unhurried, as if the day belongs entirely to them. Now, Instead of carrying heavy sacks of grain tokens or bundles of shells, they carry small pouches tied to their belts. Inside, the coins clink softly, like tiny metallic murmurs. It is a new sound, one the world has never heard before. A trader arrives with a bundle of linen. Another arrives with jugs of oil. A third brings dried figs, fragrant and sweet. Instead of long negotiations, they simply open their pouches, offering a few small pieces of electrum. The exchange is smoother now. The system feels natural, as though the world has been waiting patiently for this moment. Even the ambient sounds reflected: the soft weight of footsteps, the gentle clink of coins, the low hum of evening insects, the warm sigh of wind drifting through the market. And humanity, without realizing it, begins to move toward a new era. The mint, a soft rhythm of creation. Now drift with me to a quiet Lydian workshop, perhaps the earliest mint. It isn't loud or industrial. It's small, humble, filled with the earthy smell of heated clay and the metallic hint of molten electrum. A craftsman lifts a small hammer. Another places a warm coin blank on a carved die. Tap, tap, tap. Not harsh, not ringing, just soft, rhythmic pressure. The symbol of value appears. A small lion, sometimes a sun, sometimes just a simple pattern. Coins begin to stack in clay bowls, each one glowing faintly in the firelight. The workers don't know they're changing history. They're just doing their daily tasks, quietly, patiently, like people anywhere in the world. But somewhere in that gentle tapping, the economic heart of humanity takes its first steady beat, adrift into wider lands. As you relax deeper, imagine soft routes extending outward from Lydia. Traders carrying coins along dusty paths, through forests, over rivers. Coins spread like calm ripples across the ancient world. To Greece, to Persia, to small islands where fishermen cast their nets before dawn. Each place adds its own touch, its own symbols, its own softness. In Athens, soft silver coins with owl emerge, wise, quiet, glowing under moonlight. In Persia, derricks shimmer like drops of sun. In tiny towns along the Mediterranean, local mints stamp simple patterns for their own markets. Coins aren't just metal anymore. They're stories. They're agreements. They're shared trust. And as night settles around us, we drift deeper into their journey. The spread toward Greece, markets by lamplight. Imagine a peaceful evening in ancient Greece. A faint glow spills from simple oil lamps hung at small stalls. The marketplace is never frantic at this hour. It feels more like a gathering place than a venue for commerce. People stroll slowly, speaking to neighbors, examining figs, grain, olive oil. All around them, the air carries soft scents. Warm bread cooling on stone shelves, ripened fruit resting in woven baskets, herbs crushed gently under passing footsteps. In this mellow light, coins begin to play a quiet role. Greek coins are made of silver, shining softly in a way that catches lamplight without glittering harshly. The Athenians choose an owl as a symbol of wisdom, pressing its shape into the metal. The lines are simple and steady, crafted with care rather than speed. If you listen closely, you can almost hear the small sound of these coins being placed gently into a vendor's hand. Not the jangle of modern currency, but the calm clink of silver that has weight, stillness, and intention. A buyer offers a coin. A seller nods. No tension, just trust. In Greek markets, value begins to speak in a language everyone quietly understands. A loaf of bread, a jug of wine, a handful of olives, and one or two small coins that feel cool and smooth against the skin. In workshops, the minting continues. Let's step back into another workshop, this time in Greece, where minting begins to refine itself. The space is small and warm, lit by a steady fire. Two workers sit beside a stone slab. One holds tiny metal blanks, already shaped. Another positions each blank on a carved die. A third worker raises a hammer. But again, there is no loud clashing. It's a soft, measured tapping. Each strike is deliberate, as though the mint itself respects the quiet of the evening outside. Over time, the blanks become coins bearing symbols widely recognized and gently trusted. The work is repetitive, but not unpleasant. The workers move patiently, speaking only when needed, content in the rhythm of their craft. Outside, the air cools as night deepens, and the world settles into sleep. Coins pile in small clay bowls, their soft gleam flickering in the firelight. The workers know that these pieces will soon move across cities, across islands, perhaps even across distant seas. The calm expansion of a new idea. Trade routes stretch outward across the Mediterranean, not as rushed highways, but as peaceful pathways. Ships glide slowly along calm waters, their wooden hulls creaking gently. Traders sit on deck in the evening, watching the last sliver of sun melt into the horizon. In their bags, coins rest quietly. Greek owls, Lydian lions, tiny symbols from small city-states. They are more than metal now. They represent connection, agreement, shared understanding. One coin means roughly the same thing in many lands. A rare form of unity, born not from force, but from convenience and trust. As the ships reach quiet harbors, merchants step onto stone docks warmed by the day's sun. Sailors haul baskets, jars, and bundles ashore. And in these gentle exchanges, coins pass from hand to hand with an unspoken acknowledgement. This little object holds meaning. Quiet Roman order. Farther west, Rome grows. Not yet the roaring empire it will someday become, but a steady, organized community where order is valued. Early Roman coins appear, each one methodically pressed, bearing symbols of the state, images of gods, and eventually the faces of important leaders. But in this early period, the world is still calm. Roman streets are dusty, warmed by sunlight. In the evenings, when the day cools, small groups gather around hearths. Families share meals. The glow of the fire casts soft shadows against simple walls. Coins in Rome begin as bronze, heavier, thicker, and with a grounded feeling that matches the Roman character. Someone might carry a few in a cloth pouch, perhaps tied around their waist, making only the faintest sound as they walk along stone streets. In these peaceful early days, coins are not a symbol of wealth or ambition. They are simply tools, part of daily life. A farmer pays for grain. A potter buys a handful of clay. A traveler offers coins to an innkeeper for a place to rest. Quiet, ordinary moments, held gently in the rhythm of life. A slow walk along the Silk Road. Now, allow yourself to imagine a long, ancient road stretching eastward. Not a single road, really, but a network of paths winding through mountains, deserts, and valleys. The Silk Road is not bustling all the time. Much of it is lonely, serene, marked by the slow footsteps of travelers who take many days between settlements. Caravans move steadily, pulled by camels whose padded feet make a soft, almost muffled sound across the sand. Traders speak in low tones around small campfires at night. The crackling of burning wood mixes with the whisper of cool desert wind. Coins travel here too. Greek coins, Persian coins, Roman coins. Small pieces of metal that carry the quiet story of human exchange across continents. They pass from hand to hand not with fanfare, but as part of the gentle flow of commerce that binds distant cultures in subtle way. A silk merchant might reach into a pouch and offer a few coins to a herder for fresh water. A traveler might use coins to buy dried fruit or warm clothing for the colder stretches ahead. The coins grow warm in the hands of many different people, each one adding its own chapter to their journey. Coins become memory. As we drift deeper into the softness of this history, imagine holding one of these old coins, a small disc of metal worn smooth by time. Its symbol is faint, its edges softened. It carries no sparkle, only the quiet warmth of countless exchanges, countless hands, countless stories. Each coin is a memory, silent yet full. It is the echo of ancient footsteps, the trace of gentle agreements, the hint of a marketplace long gone. And as you picture it, perhaps you can feel your mind relaxing even further, settling into the slow rhythm of the past. This story continues, stretching across centuries. But for now, we rest for a moment at this peaceful point in time, where early coins travel softly across worlds, shaping human connection without force, without struggle, simply by existing. The quiet life of early currency. As the night settles deeper around us, the story continues to stretch calmly across time. Nothing moves quickly here. History unfolds slowly, like a soft river passing over smooth stones, carrying with it memories of distant people who lived quiet, ordinary lives shaped gently by the new language of coins. Daily life in ancient cities, soft footsteps on stone, Imagine an ancient city just after sunrise. The day is new, but not rushed. Soft light touches the rooftops, slipping between narrow streets lined with clay brick houses. The world feels cool, calm, almost sleepy. A baker steps outside, brushing flour from his hands. He checks the fire in his oven and adjusts the loaves rising on wooden boards. A potter opens the door of a small workshop and inspects a row of clay bowls drying in the early air. A shepherd passes by with a few goats, trailing lazily behind, bells tapping softly against their necks. In this gentle scene, coins begin to appear, not as symbols of wealth or power, but as small, practical tools tucked quietly into daily routines. A woman buys bread, offering 2 coins that glint faintly in her palm. A young man pays the potter for a handmade jug to carry water from the well. A traveler exchanges a few coins for a warm cloak before continuing his journey. These moments happen without strain, without urgency, just simple human exchanges, threaded softly through a day that moves at an unhurried pace. Coins fit easily into this world, steady, predictable, and quietly comforting. The gentle system of trust. Before coins, trust was personal. You traded with people you knew. You exchanged goods with neighbors, family, members of your village. But as towns grew and strangers passed through more often, people needed something that carried its own kind of trust, something that didn't depend on personal relationships alone. That is what coins became. Tiny vessels of shared confidence. Hold one in your hand. Imagine its cool weight, its steady shape. It tells you that someone once made a promise to honor its value, and that promise echoes across every place the coin travels. You don't need to know the person holding it. The coin speaks for both of you. This was a quiet revolution, one that didn't roar through history, but drifted gently across generations, like a soft wind carrying the scent of distant lands. Markets at midday, shadows and quiet murmurs. Now picture a marketplace at midday. The sun is warm, but not harsh. Overhead, cloth awnings ripple in the breeze, casting soft, shifting shadows across baskets of fruit, jars of oil, and piles of fabrics dyed in earthy tones. Vendors call out softly, not shouting, but speaking in calm, steady voices. Children weave between the stalls. A musician sits beneath a shaded corner, plucking a gentle tune on a lyre or simple stringed instrument. A dog naps in a spot of sunlight, lifting its head only occasionally. Coins move quietly here. A vendor lifts a cloth pouch from his belt to give change to a customer. A young girl counts 3 small coins before selecting a bunch of grapes. An older man hands over a heavier bronze coin for a piece of pottery, the weight of it making a soft tap on the table. There is no rush, no pressure, just the soft rhythm of life in a world learning new ways to measure value. How coins traveled through hands and homes. When the day ends, families gather in their homes, preparing simple meals over low fires. The sound of cooking, soft sizzling, gentle stirring, blends with quiet conversation. Perhaps someone places a few coins on a low wooden table. They might represent a day's work, or something earned through trade, or simply the remains of small purchases made throughout the afternoon. Coins live in homes just as gently as they live in markets. A mother might tie a small cloth purse around her waist before leaving for the well. A father might store a handful of coins in a clay jar hidden in a corner of the house. A child might play with a worn, lightweight coin, spinning it on the floor until the soft whirring slows and fades. These metal pieces become part of life in ways that feel natural, unobtrusive, and quietly reliable. Evenings in ancient taverns. Now picture a small tavern settling into the calm of evening. Lamps flicker along the stone walls. Travelers sit at wooden tables, nursing warm drinks after long days on dusty roads. The air is filled with the faint scent of firewood and cooked grains. Someone places a few coins on the table to pay for a bowl of stew. The owner counts them slowly, nodding with a tired but content expression. Outside, you can hear the faint murmur of night insects, the distant call of someone closing a stall, the soft pad of footsteps on worn earth. Coins shift from place to place, but always gently, always within the slow, steady rhythm of everyday living. A steady hand across time. What makes early currency so soothing is not the metal itself, but the quiet consistency it brought. Through calm markets, through serene workshops, through peaceful homes, coins offered a sense of order. They told people, this is enough, this is fair, this is shared. And in a world where change often moved slowly, where days were long, filled with simple work and small comforts, this kind of certainty was a soft anchor. Even now, when we imagine those ancient scenes, the calm of them settles over us like a warm blanket. A gentle reminder that human life, at its core, has always been shaped by quiet moments of cooperation and trust. The story is not over, not even close. Coins will continue their journey across continents, through empires, through centuries of peaceful transactions and daily routines. The quiet journey of coins through expanding worlds. Night continues to deepen around our story, but its pace never changes. Everything moves slowly, evenly, like a river that has no reason to rush. Coins, small and unassuming, continue to travel through time in that same gentle way. In the last part, we wandered through ancient markets and peaceful homes. Now, the story widens, not sharply, but with a gradual unfolding, as currency begins to move across empires and along well-worn paths that connect distant peoples. The soft rise of empires and their coinage. As empires grow, their power is often described with loud words and dramatic imagery. But if we look closely, beneath that surface, life for most people remains quiet. Villages go about their work. Farmers tend their fields. Merchants open their stalls at dawn and close them at sunset. And coins, small and steady, become part of that daily rhythm. Imagine a modest village on the edge of the Persian Empire. The morning air is cool, and children run along dusty paths, laughing softly as they chase each other. In the distance, fields ripple with gentle breezes. And farmers begin their work, their tools tapping lightly against the soil. Near the center of the village, a small shop begins to open. The owner arranges jars of honey and bundles of herbs on a wooden shelf. He places a shallow bowl on the counter, filled with coins he collected the day before. Persian derricks, warm in color, stamped with simple designs that haven't changed for decades. As customers arrive, they greet each other calmly, exchanging a few coins for the things they need. The conversations are short, familiar, friendly. Nothing dramatic. Just the slow, steady hum of a community living within the quiet framework of an empire. Coins as storytellers. Coins begin to carry images, kings, animals, symbols of regions, and beliefs. But these images are not loud or imposing. They simply sit there, part of the coin's surface, like whispered stories from a faraway place. A merchant in a small and might notice a coin that bears the image of a ruler he's never met. A traveler might examine a coin with a symbol of a city he has never visited. A farmer might keep a coin with a worn picture, not because it is valuable in itself, but because it reminds him of a place he once passed through many years earlier. Every coin becomes a tiny fragment of shared humanity, a quiet storyteller, a soft map of how far people have traveled and how much they have exchanged, along peaceful roads and silent coastlines. Trade routes, though often long, were not always busy. Much of the time, they were remarkably calm. Picture a quiet road leading from one modest town to another. The surface is uneven, shaped by years of footsteps, wagon wheels, and hooves. Wildflowers grow along the edges, their colors softened by dust and sunlight. A single traveler walks slowly along this path, leading a donkey carrying bundles of goods. The traveler hums a faint tune, almost drowned out by the wind moving through the grass. Coins rest in a pouch tied to the donkey's pack. They shift gently with each step, making a soft, irregular tapping sound. The traveler doesn't think much about them. They are simply tools, meant to ease the exchanges that lie ahead. Farther along the coast, gentle waves roll onto sandy shores. Small boats drift in and out of tiny harbors. Fishermen haul their nets, calling out to each other in relaxed tones. When they bring their catch to the market, coins change hands slowly, occasionally, never in large amounts. Life feels steady, almost unchanging. Coins are part of these scenes not as symbols of wealth, but as quiet companions to daily life. The calm within the complexity. Even in places that appear complicated, crowded towns, busy docks, early administrative centers, there is a quiet rhythm to how coins flow. Officials sit at wooden desks, sorting payments. Scribes record transactions on clay or parchment. Traders lay out their goods at small stalls. But there is no rush, no pressure. Every movement feels measured and smooth. A man weighs a small silver coin on a balance scale, adjusting tiny bronze weights until the scale tips. A woman offers a handful of coins for a piece of cloth, smoothing them thoughtfully on the trader's table. A scribe notes the payment in calm handwriting. The scratch of the ink-covered reed pins soft and steady. Everything fits within a slow, orderly pattern. Coins as anchors in a changing world. As centuries pass, the world changes. New leaders rise. Old powers fade. Cities grow or shrink. Languages shift. But coins remain, quietly stable, quietly familiar. People trust their weight. They trust their metal. They trust the unspoken agreements behind them. A single coin can outlast its ruler. It can outlast its city. It can outlast entire cultures. Imagine someone hundreds of years after the first Lydian coins, holding an old, worn piece of electrum. It might be faintly marked, its edges softened, but it still holds value. If not economic, then emotional, historical, human. Coins become tiny bridges between the past and the present, carrying soft traces of countless hands, countless trades, countless moments that shaped lives long forgotten. The soft echo of coins at night. As the day fades in these ancient worlds, the sounds grow quieter. Markets close. Stalls are covered. Shutters are drawn. Fires crackle gently inside homes. Inside one small house, a family sits together. The father places a few coins on the table, his earnings for the day. He looks at them thoughtfully, not with greed, but with gratitude. The mother sets aside a coin or two for tomorrow's needs. A child looks at the coins curiously, touching their cool surfaces. Outside, the streets fall silent except for the faint rustle of the evening breeze. The warmth of the day lingers on the stones, slowly giving way to cooler night air. Coins, resting in bowls, jars, pouches, or hidden drawers, make no sound at all now. But they hold stories, quiet ones, gentle ones, that continue as long as people need simple ways to share value. And in this stillness, we drift once again, following the slow thread of history that will carry us into more lands, more centuries, more soft scenes of human life shaped by small, steady circles of metal. Coins in the age of roads, rivers, and silent caravans. The world grows larger now, not suddenly, not chaotically, but with the slow expansion of routes that carry people, animals, and goods from one horizon to another. As these paths lengthen and intertwine, coins begin to travel farther than any single person might in a lifetime. The quiet strength of the Silk Roads. Long before they were given their famous name, the roads stretching from the Mediterranean to East Asia were simply paths of necessity. Dirt tracks, narrow footholds carved along cliff sides, gentle valleys where the wind moved through tall grasses. A caravan begins before dawn, not with noise or urgency, but with practice. Calm. Handlers tighten ropes. Camels rise one by one, slow and deliberate. The air sits cool and pale beneath the fading stars. Coins jingle softly in pouches tied to saddles. Their sound is not loud, more of a muted clink that blends with the rustle of canvas and the shuffle of hooves. These coins might include Roman denarii, Parthian drachmas, Kushan gold pieces, and small bronze coins from towns whose names will eventually fade into the quiet of forgotten maps. The caravan moves steadily, almost rhythmically. Dust rises behind it in a long, soft line. River routes and floating markets. Elsewhere, rivers become gentle highways. Picture a wide river in northern India. Wooden boats glide across the surface, their sails catching warm breezes. The river smells faintly of wet earth and flowering trees along the banks. At a floating market, traders sit in small boats, offering spices, grains, woven cloth, and carved wooden tools. Instead of shouting, they speak in low voices, careful and respectful. Coins pass from hand to hand just above the rippling water. A trader might drop one by accident, watching it disappear with a soft plunk, leaving only expanding circles on the surface. He smiles, not upset. Coins can be earned again. The river takes little and gives much in return. Coins in ancient cities that never slept loudly. Even great cities, ones known today for their history and grandeur, were not always bustling in an overwhelming way. Much of their life happened in soft, predictable patterns in Alexandria, The library casts a long shadow over the city. Scholars in simple robes walk its halls, carrying scrolls with quiet reverence. When they buy ink, parchment, or simple food from nearby stalls, they pay with small bronze coins struck in the city's mint. The transactions are gentle, barely noticeable. In Rome, a woman selling olive oil arranges amphorae along her stall. The coins she receives, silver denarii, carry the faces of emperors, but she rarely looks at them closely. She recognizes the weight more than the image. The weight tells her everything she needs to know. In Chang'an, a vast capital at the eastern end of the trade routes, shopkeepers sweep their thresholds at sunrise. Coins with square holes lie in wooden trays. Strings made of hemp or silk hold them together. When a customer arrives, the shopkeeper counts the coins by running his fingers along the string, each one sliding gently into place. Every moment is slow, familiar, grounded, the soft exchange of trust. Coins work because people trust them, but trust is not built with loud declarations. It grows quietly, invisibly, like moss on an old stone. A traveler in a foreign land offers a coin from his home. The merchant studies it calmly. He weighs it in his palm, tests its edge with a fingernail, then nods, accepting it. Not because he knows the traveler's king, but because the metal feels true, and trust, once formed, travels farther than any caravan. In some places, coins become more valued for their metal than their design. People melt them down to make jewelry or tools. In others, coins become lucky charms, carried for years in a pocket or hung around a child's neck. These objects do not shout their worth. They whisper it. The night markets of gentle lantern light. As the sun sets across different parts of the world, night markets begin to glow. In the Middle East, lanterns hang from ropes stretched between wooden stalls. Their light flickers softly in the evening breeze. Musicians play instruments that create warm, steady tones. The music is gentle, meant to accompany conversation rather than command it. People buy dates, nuts, fragrant oils, small trinkets, and simple meals. Coins slide across counters, exchanging hands with quiet ease. In China, paper lanterns sway above food vendors. Steam rises from pots, drifting upward in soft clouds. A vendor hands a bowl of noodles to a traveler, who pays by placing a few coins on the table. The vendor accepts them with a nod. In small towns scattered across Europe, candles flicker inside open tavern doors. A traveler sets a coin on the table to pay for a meal of bread and soup. The innkeeper picks it up, feeling the cool metal before slipping it into a pouch tied at his waist. All across these lands, though cultures differ, the sound is the same. The calm, faint clink of coins as they move through countless quiet exchanges. Coins as gentle witnesses. As centuries pass, coins continue to watch silently. They lie in shallow bowls on stone tables. They rest in travelers' bags. They are buried in jars kept for emergencies. They are lost in fields and rediscovered long after the people who used them have drifted into memory. A coin might witness a wedding, kept as a token of good luck. Another might pass through dozens of hands in a single month. Another might be carried across deserts, mountains, seas. They speak no words, but they gather stories. And through those stories, a picture forms, a picture of humanity as something steady, thoughtful, and connected, even across vast distances. The world grows, and coins travel with it, quietly shaping the way people share, trade, and trust. The night grows deeper around this part of the tale, inviting your mind to drift, to imagine these gentle journeys unfolding under ancient skies. And as the story continues, the world is about to change again, slowly, softly, but profoundly. Coins and quiet connections across continents. The night is calm, and so too is our journey through the history of coins. The world has expanded, roads stretch across mountains and deserts, rivers carry traders and merchants, and yet the rhythm of life remains gentle and steady. Coins move silently, connecting lives across towns, cities, and empires, carrying trust and value without making noise beyond their faint metallic whisper. The calm of daily trade in distant towns. Imagine a small town on the edge of the Mediterranean. The morning sun rises slowly over terracotta roofs. Smoke curls gently from small hearths as families prepare their day. The streets are quiet, except for the soft shuffle of feet on stone and the occasional murmur of greetings. A farmer walks slowly toward the town square, carrying a basket of figs and olives. He places a few bronze coins in the palm of a local vendor, who counts them carefully. The sound is soft, almost imperceptible, a gentle tap on wood. The exchange is effortless, carried out in a rhythm shaped by years of practice, a rhythm that brings comfort more than urgency. Nearby, a potter places a finished jug on a wooden table. A young woman offers coins in exchange, feeling the smooth weight of each one. Her hands linger for a moment on the cool metal before she tucks it safely into a small purse. Life is simple, reliable, and calm. Coins as messengers between lands. Now picture coins traveling with caravans, quietly linking distant places. From the Persian heartlands to the ports of the Mediterranean, from the marketplaces of India to the streets of China, coins pass silently through hands that do not speak the same language, yet understand each other perfectly. A merchant hands over a small coin to a trader he will never meet again. The coin is accepted not because of the person, but because of the shared understanding embedded in its metal. The traveler continues on a dusty road, the coin secure in a pouch tied to his belt, clinking softly with each step. Rivers carry coins as well. A trader pays a fisherman for a basket of fish, coins tapping lightly on the wooden counter. On distant shores, another hand receives coins from a traveler seeking supplies. Each exchange is gentle, deliberate, and unhurried. The quiet power of design and weight. Early coins are not just tools of trade. They are small, enduring statements of identity. Each mint presses symbols carefully onto soft metal, a lion, an owl, a geometric pattern. The designs are simple, elegant, and clear. They do not shout, but they communicate. The weight of the coin reassures people. They trust that it is true. A silver coin in a merchant's hand feels balanced, dependable. A gold piece feels warm and substantial. The tactile experience reinforces faith in the system, a silent, soft understanding shared across cultures. Evenings in early cities. As the day ends, cities settle into gentle rhythms. Lamps glow softly in doorways. Firelight flickers across the walls of small homes. Families gather around low tables. The day's coins are counted and tucked away into pouches, clay jars, or simple wooden boxes. A shopkeeper sets aside a few coins, thinking ahead to tomorrow. A mother counts coins given by her children, saving a little for the next day's purchases. A traveler lays down coins on a stone counter, weary from walking, and receives a bowl of warm food. The sounds are subtle, the clink of metal, the murmur of conversation, the soft sigh of wind through narrow streets. Coins, resting now, have completed another day of quiet service, holding value, trust, and connection without drama or noise. Coins across time and memory. Through centuries, coins quietly witness the flow of human life. They survive floods, fires, lost markets, and forgotten towns. They are collected and melted down, lost and rediscovered. Yet their presence always carries a small story, a gentle echo of the hands that held them, the markets they passed through, the daily needs they fulfilled. Holding a coin, one might feel the weight of countless quiet exchanges. One coin has traveled across the mountains, across deserts, through towns and villages, always carrying the same soft message. I am here. I am trusted. I am useful. In this way, coins become more than metal. They are anchors in human memory, small yet enduring witnesses to lives lived slowly, thoughtfully, and peacefully, drifting into rest. And now, as you listen to these quiet journeys, imagine yourself walking softly through ancient streets, past markets where coins move gently across hands, along rivers where traders drift quietly in boats, and through villages where daily life unfolds without urgency. The world is calm, measured, and steady. Coins rest in small pouches and jars. Lamps flicker. Fires crackle softly. Winds whisper through fields and streets. The past stretches out like a warm blanket around you, soothing and gentle. Let your mind drift with the story, following coins across time, across lands, across centuries. Feel the steady rhythm of life in these quiet exchanges. Breathe slowly. Let your thoughts soften. The world you are imagining is safe, calm, and unhurried. And as the night deepens around this gentle history, the coins continue their silent journey, and you, too, can drift slowly into sleep. Coins in the medieval world. The centuries continue their quiet passage, and so too does the journey of coins. Time moves softly now into the medieval era, where villages grow into small towns, markets expand, and new mints emerge across Europe. Life remains gentle, measured, and rhythmic, and coins continue their silent work as tools of trust, trade, and daily life. Morning in a medieval village. Picture a small village nestled between rolling hills. Smoke curls upward from the chimneys of simple homes. Chickens wander slowly along dirt paths. Children play quietly near the edge of a stream. The air is cool and faintly scented with bread baking in clay ovens. A merchant opens his stall, covering a wooden table with fresh vegetables, baskets of grain, and a few handmade tools. He sets a shallow wooden bowl in the center for coins, ready for the day's quiet exchanges. The first customers arrive, not in haste, but in small groups, greeting the merchant softly before selecting what they need. A villager offers a few silver pennies in exchange for a small sack of grain. Another pays a craftsman for a simple iron knife. Each transaction is slow, deliberate, and calm. Coins move easily from hand to hand, their weight steady and reassuring. The rise of mints and local coinage. During this time, small towns begin to operate their own mints. The coins produced are simple, often round, slightly irregular, stamped with symbols meaningful to the local ruler or town. Some show a castle or a cross. Others bear the faint face of a king or noble, etched softly into the surface. In these workshops, the sound is gentle and repetitive. A craftsman places a blank coin onto a carved die, then presses or taps it lightly. The designs appear slowly. Bowls of newly minted coins rest nearby, reflecting the dim light of the workshop. There is no rush, just a steady rhythm of creation, a quiet assurance that these small objects will soon travel through markets and homes, carrying value and trust. Medieval markets at dusk. Imagine a market at the edge of twilight. Lanterns glow softly along the streets. Merchants call out quietly, inviting villagers to examine their goods. The smell of fresh bread mingles with the faint scent of herbs and the warmth of cooking fires. Coins pass from hand to hand. A baker receives a few pennies for a loaf of bread. A potter accepts a silver coin for a simple clay bowl. A small child watches as a coin slips softly from a mother's hand to a seller's, fascinated by its smooth, heavy feel. Everything is calm, measured, and unhurried. The journey of coins through daily life. Coins are part of daily routines, carried in leather pouches tied to belts or tucked safely in small boxes within homes. Families save a few coins for necessities, while travelers bring coins from distant towns to pay for food, shelter, or tools. Even as villages grow, coins retain their quiet purpose. They are not symbols of wealth alone. They are markers of trust, small tokens of reliability, and tools that connect people across space and time. Traveling merchants and quiet roads. Now, imagine a merchant traveling between towns along soft, uneven roads. A donkey plods steadily along the path, carrying sacks of goods. Coins rest in a pouch, sliding gently with each step. At each stop, the merchant exchanges goods for coins with calm, familiar gestures. No shouting, no rush. Just the soft rhythm of trade, repeated day after day. Along rivers, boats carry grains, spices, and small wares. Coins are exchanged in quiet interactions, their presence reassuring both seller and buyer. Markets and inns receive coins patiently, knowing they will pass on to the next hands, the next homes, and the next travelers. Coins as memory and connection. In the medieval world, coins also carry memory. A coin from a distant town tells the story of a traveler's journey. A worn piece of silver reflects countless hands it has passed through. Coins remind people of trade, of distant villages, of long roads and quiet rivers. They are small, enduring witnesses to the rhythm of human life. Even at night, when markets have closed and lanterns flicker softly in windows, coins rest silently, holding the quiet trust of the day. They lie in pouches, jars, and boxes, their surfaces worn smooth by long use, yet still valuable, still meaningful. Evening settles over villages. As evening falls, the village grows still. Fires crackle softly inside homes. Families gather for simple meals. Coins, now safely stored, carry the day's exchanges in silence. The gentle rhythm of life continues. Hands reach for tools, bowls of food, and warm bread, guided by small, steady circles of metal that have quietly connected lives for generations. The medieval world moves slowly, but coins keep pace, reliable companions on the soft paths of daily life. They pass from hand to hand, village to village, river to river, carrying trust, calm, and continuity. And as night deepens, we drift with them, imagining quiet streets, soft fires, and the smooth weight of coins resting gently in the hands of countless people long ago. Coins and the rhythm of medieval towns. As the night stretches softly around us, the story of coins continues, moving gently through medieval towns and small cities. Life in these places is steady, quiet, and unhurried, and coins quietly play their part in the daily rhythms of people's lives. A morning in a medieval town. Imagine a town just after sunrise. The streets are narrow, lined with timber-framed houses. Smoke curls lazily from chimneys as people begin their day. The air is cool and still, filled with the faint scent of bread baking in ovens and herbs drying in the sun. Merchants open their shops slowly. Baskets of vegetables, bolts of cloth, and jars of oil are arranged neatly on wooden tables. A small bowl sits in the center, ready for coins. Villagers arrive one by one, exchanging greetings and soft smiles. They offer a few pennies for a loaf of bread, a handful of coins for a jug of wine, a silver piece for a simple handmade tool. Everything moves gently. The sound of coins is soft, a quiet tap, a gentle slide across wood, a small, almost musical clink that blends into the calm of the morning. Life feels steady and predictable. The role of guilds and local crafts. In many towns, craftsmen form small guilds. Blacksmiths, carpenters, weavers, and potters work quietly in their workshops. The process is repetitive but meditative. Metal is shaped, clay molded, thread spun. Coins pass naturally in these settings, exchanged for materials, tools, or services. A blacksmith accepts coins in payment for a small iron knife. A weaver receives coins for a piece of fabric. Each transaction is calm and unhurried, performed with care and trust. Coins are not symbols of wealth alone. They are part of a network of quiet agreements and human connection. Markets by lantern light. As the day turns to evening, markets continue to hum with gentle activity. Lanterns flicker softly, casting warm pools of light across stalls. People move slowly, browsing, choosing, exchanging goods. The clink of coins remains soft and steady, accompanying the murmur of conversation. Children may watch the exchange with curiosity, noting the smooth weight of a silver penny or the familiar shape of a bronze coin. Merchants smile quietly at their customers. A traveler passing through offers coins for a simple meal or a place to sleep, and the innkeeper accepts them with a slow, deliberate motion. The rhythm is measured, gentle, and familiar. Coins across roads and rivers. Coins continue to travel beyond towns. Roads stretch through gentle hills, across soft valleys, along rivers that carry small boats and barges. Merchants walk calmly, carrying goods and coins in leather pouches. At each stop, coins are offered and received without haste. The sound is almost imperceptible, a soft shift, a quiet clink. On rivers, traders exchange coins for spices, grains, or simple tools. Small towns along the banks see coins moving from hand to hand, quietly linking distant communities. Coins are connectors, binding together the soft, steady flow of life across landscapes. Evening in a medieval home. As the day closes, families gather inside their homes. Fires crackle gently, casting a warm glow on stone floors and wooden furniture. Coins, now safely stored, represent the day's exchanges. They sit quietly in small pouches or jars, ready for the next day's use. A mother counts a few coins to purchase bread for the following morning. A father sets aside a coin or two for tools. A child touches a smooth coin, turning it slowly between small fingers. The metallic surface is cool and reassuring. Coins are not just metal. They are memory, trust, and quiet continuity. Coins as silent witnesses. Coins quietly observe centuries of life. They pass through countless hands, witness daily routines, and travel long distances. Each coin carries subtle stories. The baker who received it, the merchant who accepted it, the traveler who carried it across hills or rivers. Every soft tap of a coin in exchange is a small echo of human life, gentle and unhurried. Even as towns grow into cities and kingdoms expand, coins remain part of the rhythm of life. They continue to move calmly, serving the same simple purpose: facilitating trade, creating trust, and linking people together in ways both practical and invisible. A gentle drift into night. Now, as evening fully settles over the medieval town, imagine the streets emptying slowly. The quiet of the night is soft and encompassing. Fires glow inside homes. Lanterns flicker and fade. Coins rest, holding the calm of the day's exchanges. Step back and breathe with the rhythm of the town. Feel the smooth weight of a coin, its silent history, its gentle connection to countless lives. The world is steady, predictable, and safe. Each coin tells a story without words, connecting human hands across time in soft, enduring ways. And as the night deepens around us, your mind drifts with these stories through quiet streets, gentle markets, calm workshops, and tranquil homes, ready to rest, ready to dream, cradled in the soft, steady flow of history. Coins, trade routes, and the gentle flow of medieval life. The night is deep, quiet, and steady. Our story drifts further into the medieval period, where trade expands gently across continents, towns grow slowly, and coins continue their soft, unassuming journey as silent connectors of human life. Early trade routes across Europe. Imagine a small caravan slowly making its way along a winding road through rolling hills. The path is uneven, worn by generations of travelers. Dust rises softly under the hooves of pack animals. The air carries faint scents of wildflowers and distant wood smoke. The merchant moves carefully, his coins resting in a leather pouch tied to his waist. Each step produces a gentle tap of metal against leather. It is not loud, not hurried, simply a soft, rhythmic companion to his journey. Along the way, he stops in a village. The villagers greet him calmly, exchanging quiet nods. Coins pass from hand to hand, silver pennies, small bronze coins, occasionally a rare gold piece. The transactions are deliberate and thoughtful, part of the natural rhythm of life. Even across mountains or rivers, coins move slowly, linking distant towns, marketplaces, and villages. Each exchange carries trust, a soft thread connecting lives that may never meet again. The rise of inns and quiet commerce. Travelers rely on inns for rest. Picture a small inn on the edge of a forest or beside a winding river. Its walls glow warmly with candlelight. Fires crackle gently in the hearth, filling the air with the soft scent of burning wood and cooked grains. A weary traveler sets a few coins on a wooden counter to pay for a meal of bread and stew. The innkeeper counts them slowly, deliberately, with the calm precision of someone used to handling coins day after day. The transaction is quiet, efficient, and reassuring. The coins are part of the gentle rhythm of hospitality, providing for both giver and receiver. In these spaces, coins are small, trusted instruments. They carry the quiet certainty that trade and human connection continue even far from home. The development of local banks and money lending. As towns grow, some merchants and families begin to keep coins in more organized ways. Simple banking practices emerge, not grand, not chaotic, but careful and considered. Coins are stored in wooden boxes or clay jars, counted and recorded in ledgers. Merchants might lend a few coins to neighbors or travelers, quietly trusting that they will be returned. The movement of coins becomes slightly more complex, but still gentle and orderly, as part of everyday life. Even accounting is calm. Quill pens scratch slowly on parchment, recording exchanges, but the process is measured. Nothing is rushed. Nothing is forced. The coins themselves remain a quiet anchor in the steady flow of human activity. Coins along expanding. Trade routes. Trade routes across the Mediterranean, Northern Europe, and Asia expand, but still, life along them is measured. Roads wind slowly through hills, valleys, and plains. Rivers carry small boats gliding across calm waters. Merchants exchange coins in marketplaces, along rivers, or under simple tents. Each coin passes softly from hand to hand. Silver, bronze, and occasional gold pieces carry trust across long distances. A single coin might begin its journey in a small European village, pass through a bustling city, and eventually travel to a distant port, connecting lives separated by hundreds of miles. The rhythm is calm, deliberate, and reassuring. Life moves steadily along with the soft, metallic companion of coins. Evening in medieval towns. As dusk falls, lanterns glow along quiet streets. Markets close. Fires crackle softly in homes. Children run briefly through open courtyards before slowing and wandering inside. Coins rest in pouches, jars, and small wooden boxes. They carry the weight of the day's exchanges: bread purchased, tools acquired, lessons learned, small gifts exchanged. Their surfaces, worn smooth from years of use, hold countless silent stories. Families gather around low tables. One hand may count a few coins, planning for the next day. A child may touch a cool coin out of curiosity. Every coin is a tiny reminder of trust, stability, and connection in a world that moves slowly and deliberately. Coins as timeless witnesses. Through these quiet exchanges, coins become something more than metal. They witness life unfolding in villages, towns, riverside markets, and caravan trails. They pass through hands, sometimes unnoticed, sometimes cherished. Each coin carries the echoes of countless small stories. The baker who received it, the merchant who counted it, the traveler who carried it across mountains. They are silent, steady, and enduring. And as you imagine these coins moving through quiet streets, gentle markets, and candlelit homes, your mind drifts along with them, floating calmly through time, feeling the steady heartbeat of life as it unfolded slowly and softly across the medieval world. Coins in late medieval and early Renaissance Europe. The night remains quiet and gentle as our story continues. Coins move forward in time, traveling slowly across towns, villages, and expanding trade routes. Life in late medieval and early Renaissance Europe carries a steady rhythm, and coins remain quiet companions in the daily flow of human life. Morning in a Renaissance town. Imagine a town as morning begins. The sun rises softly over red-tiled roofs, casting long, gentle shadows along narrow cobblestone streets. Smoke curls from chimneys where fires are just beginning to warm the bread ovens. The air is filled with the faint scent of fresh herbs, wet stone, and the warmth of early sunlight. Merchants prepare their stalls calmly. Baskets of fruits, bolts of fabric, wooden tools, and small handcrafted objects are laid out neatly. A shallow wooden dish is set to receive coins. Villagers arrive slowly, moving at a relaxed pace. Coins exchange hands quietly. A mother buys bread with a few silver pennies. A young apprentice offers coins for ink and parchment. A traveling merchant pays for simple provisions before setting out along the road again. Every transaction is deliberate, measured, and peaceful. Even in bustling markets, the rhythm is gentle. Coins clink softly, blending with the murmur of conversation, the faint shuffle of feet, and the occasional distant toll of a bell. Life moves steadily, unhurried, guided by simple trust. The refinement of coinage. During this period, mints become more precise, producing coins with carefully measured weight and consistently pressed designs. Kings and rulers place their images and symbols on coins, but these are still calm markers of authority rather than tools of intimidation. A craftsman in a mint works steadily, pressing coin after coin with a rhythmic tap. Bowls of newly minted coins glint softly in the dim light of the workshop. The air carries the faint scent of heated metal and wax from molds. Nothing is rushed. Everything is deliberate. Coins now bear fine details: the face of a ruler, a heraldic emblem, a small cross, or a simple pattern. Yet despite these symbols of power, the coins remain practical and quiet instruments of trade, trusted by common people, merchants, and travelers alike. Rivers, roads, and silent caravans. Coins continue their gentle journeys along rivers, roads, and coastal ports. A merchant's cart creaks softly along a forested path. Coins rest in leather pouches, making only the faintest sound with each step. In small harbors, wooden boats glide across calm waters. Traders exchange coins in quiet, unhurried interactions. A silver piece might travel from Italy to France, from the Low Countries to England, carrying value, trust, and connection across hundreds of miles. Every coin carries the story of its origin, the hands that held it, and the quiet exchanges it has enabled. It becomes a link between people who will never meet, yet share a soft, invisible bond through trade. Evening in towns and inns. As evening falls, lanterns glow along the streets. Families gather in homes. Inns fill slowly with travelers. Fires crackle softly. Conversations are low, deliberate, and calm. Coins rest in pouches, small boxes, or jars. They represent the day's labor and exchange, carrying both practical and emotional value. A father may count coins to purchase supplies for the next day. A mother tucks a few coins aside for small gifts or necessities. Travelers leave coins at the inn for food and a warm bed. Coins move silently, but their presence is constant, reliable, and comforting. They are part of the soft rhythm of life, helping people navigate the world steadily and with trust. Coins as keepers of memory. Coins in this period also serve as small witnesses to history. They carry images of rulers, cities, and symbols, but they also carry the stories of the hands that used them. A baker receiving coins for bread, a merchant counting coins after a long journey, a traveler tucking coins safely in a pouch. Even when buried, lost, or hidden, coins hold memories. Rediscovered centuries later, they tell quiet stories of daily life, trade, and trust. They are anchors in human memory, small, enduring, and calm. A gentle drift into night. As night settles fully, the town grows silent. Lanterns flicker and fade. Fires burn low. Streets empty. Coins rest in homes, in boxes, and merchants' pouches, holding the calm and steady rhythm of the day. Imagine the gentle sound of coins moving softly in leather pouches, the faint echo of markets and workshops, the calm of travelers and families alike. Everything is measured, deliberate, and peaceful. Let your mind drift along these slow, quiet streets. Picture the soft clink of coins, the steady heartbeat of daily life, and the warm glow of lanterns and fires. The medieval and Renaissance world moves steadily, gently, and unhurriedly, carrying countless stories in the small, enduring weight of coins. Coins in the dawn of global trade. The night is deep, gentle, and still. Our story drifts forward into the age when coins begin to travel not only across Europe, but along far-reaching trade routes connecting continents. Life moves steadily, calmly, and coins continue their quiet journey, linking people and places with soft, enduring trust. Rivers and ports of commerce. Imagine a bustling port at sunrise. The water shimmers gently in the early light, lapping softly against wooden docks. Ships rest in the harbor, their sails folded and ropes coiled neatly on deck. Traders begin to prepare their cargo: spices, cloth, dried fruits, and small handcrafted tools. Coins are exchanged quietly. A dock worker receives a handful of silver pieces for moving sacks of grain. A merchant pays a boat captain for safe passage along a calm river. Each transaction is deliberate, rhythmic, and unhurried. The sound of metal sliding against metal is soft, blending into the gentle splash of water and the occasional creak of timber. Even as the trade expands, life along the rivers and ports retains a calm steadiness. Coins move steadily, linking homes, towns, and faraway lands, without rush or tension. The first banking networks. As trade grows, simple banking practices expand as well. Merchants and money changers store coins in secure boxes or chests. They keep careful ledgers, noting deposits, exchanges, and loans. A traveler might leave a pouch of coins in a secure chest, receiving a small written note that promises repayment at a distant branch. The coins themselves do not move quickly. They are quietly entrusted to a system of careful, thoughtful management. Banking in this period is deliberate, methodical, and calm. The coins remain practical and dependable, holding the same quiet value they always have, while slowly connecting people across towns, cities, and countries. Coins in markets across continents. From Europe to Asia, coins travel steadily along roads, rivers, and seas. Picture a caravan moving slowly through soft desert sands. Camels plod carefully, leather pouches tied to their saddles, coins shifting gently with each step. In distant towns along the Silk Road, coins pass from hand to hand in markets filled with the quiet murmur of traders. A silver piece might buy a small bundle of silk, a handful of spices, or a simple clay pot. Every coin carries with it the story of the hands that touched it, the distant towns it has visited, and the trust it embodies. Across the seas, in ports of the Indian Ocean, coins travel in small boats along calm, blue waters. Traders exchange coins for goods with soft, deliberate gestures. The rhythm is measured, gentle, and reliable. Evening in a trading town. As the sun sets, towns along trade routes grow calm. Fires burn softly in homes. Lanterns flicker along streets and marketplaces. Merchants count coins, tuck them into pouches or chests, and prepare for the next day's gentle rhythm. Families gather for evening meals. A child touches a cool silver coin, curious about its smooth surface. A traveler rests, feeling the reassuring weight of coins tucked safely away. Everything is calm, deliberate, and steady. The coins hold the quiet work of the day and the promise of exchanges to come. Coins as silent witnesses across the world. By now, coins have traveled thousands of miles. They have witnessed villages, towns, rivers, ports, and markets. They have passed through countless hands, often unnoticed, but always carrying stories of trust, trade, and human connection. Each coin is a tiny historian. Its metal holds memories of distant lands, soft footsteps along quiet streets, gentle rivers, and calm caravan trails. Coins link continents, cultures, and people in ways both practical and invisible. Even at night, when markets are closed, fires are low, and travelers rest, coins remain, quietly anchoring the world in trust, continuity, and calm, drifting into rest. As you imagine these gentle exchanges across rivers, roads, and seas, let your mind float slowly along with the coins. Picture soft lantern light, quiet marketplaces, calm rivers, and distant caravan trails. Hear the subtle tap of coins in pouches, blending with the whisper of wind, the faint lapping of water, or the distant creak of timber on a ship. The world is steady, slow, and peaceful. Coins have quietly carried value, trust, and connection across centuries and continents. And now, they can carry your mind gently into rest, easing you toward sleep as you drift along the calm currents of history. Coins in the early modern period. The night is deep, soft, and steady. Our story drifts gently into the early modern period, where coins continue to travel across expanding towns, growing cities, and distant colonies. Life remains measured, deliberate, and calm, and coins quietly hold trust, value, and connection in the rhythm of daily life. Morning in a growing city. Picture a city just after sunrise. Smoke curls from chimneys. Streets are wider now, paved with worn stones, and lined with larger shops. The air carries faint scents of fresh bread, leather, and the sea. Merchants begin arranging their goods carefully, textiles folded neatly, jars of spices glinting in the soft light, pottery stacked gently. Bowls and small boxes sit ready for coins, calm receptacles for the day's exchanges. Citizens walk slowly, exchanging quiet greetings. A woman pays a baker a few silver coins for bread. A man gives a handful of copper coins for ink and paper. Travelers moving along canals or roads offer coins in measured, deliberate gestures. Everything is soft, steady, and familiar. Refined coinage and small mints. In this period, coins are more refined than ever. Mints produce pieces with consistent weight and detailed designs. Kings, queens, and city authorities place their marks on coins, but the purpose remains practical, to assure people of the value they carry. In a small mint, a craftsman taps coin after coin into carefully carved dies. Bowls of newly minted coins shine faintly in the warm, dim light of the workshop. The process is deliberate, calm, and rhythmic. Each coin is shaped to carry value reliably, ready to travel quietly across cities, towns, and faraway lands. Markets and river trade. Rivers and canals grow busier as trade expands. Wooden boats glide along calm waters. Merchants exchange coins in quiet, unhurried interactions, purchasing spices, fabrics, or simple tools. On streets and market squares, coins move from hand to hand. A silver piece might pay for a small bundle of wool, a copper coin for a loaf of bread. The sound is soft, subtle, a gentle tap or slide on wooden counters. Life continues steadily, carried forward by countless quiet exchanges. Coins across continents. By now, coins travel across oceans. Trade with colonies brings new goods, sugar, coffee, exotic spices, and silks. Ships glide over calm seas. On board, coins are counted carefully and stored in chests. When the ship reaches port, coins are exchanged quietly for goods or services. A dock worker receives a small handful of silver. A merchant pays for a cart to transport crates to the city. Coins move slowly and steadily, linking the work of countless hands across vast distances. Even in these far-flung locations, life remains measured. The rhythm of coins mirrors the rhythm of human activity, deliberate, calm, and unhurried. Evening in the city. As the sun sets, streets grow quiet. Lanterns glow softly. Fires burn low in homes. Families gather for meals. Coins rest in small boxes, pouches, or jars, holding the value of the day's exchanges and the promise of tomorrow's. A child might touch a cool silver coin, fascinated by its weight. A merchant counts the coins earned, placing them carefully in a wooden box. Travelers rest, their coins safely tucked away. Everything is calm, predictable, and peaceful. Coins as witnesses to daily life. Throughout this period, coins quietly observe the world. They witness families and homes, merchants and markets, sailors along rivers and oceans. They pass through countless hands, often unnoticed, yet always holding the soft, steady trust that enables human connection. Each coin carries stories of trade, travel, and life. Even when buried, lost, or hidden, coins preserve the memory of ordinary days. Bread purchased, goods exchanged, small favors repaid, journeys completed. They are tiny, enduring witnesses to the slow, steady rhythm of human life, drifting gently into sleep. Now, imagine yourself walking slowly through these early modern streets and ports. Hear the soft clink of coins in pouches, the murmur of quiet conversation, the distant lapping of river water, and the faint crackle of fires. Coins carry you gently through history, linking towns, cities, and continents in a calm, deliberate rhythm. The world is steady, soft, and reassuring. Life flows deliberately, carried forward by countless small, quiet exchanges. Let your mind follow this slow, gentle rhythm. Feel the calm of coins moving through hands across centuries. Allow yourself to drift further into rest, carried by the soft, enduring flow of history. Coins in the age of early industry and expanding trade. The night remains soft, still, and gentle. Our story now drifts into the 18th and 19th centuries, when coins travel through increasingly bustling towns, growing industrial cities, and distant colonies. Life carries a new rhythm, but coins remain quiet companions, gently linking people, goods, and trust. Morning in an industrial town. Imagine a town just after sunrise. Smoke rises slowly from tall chimneys. Streets are busier now, but the pace is measured. Wooden carts creak softly along cobblestones. Shops open carefully, their displays arranged neatly along sidewalks. Merchants lay out goods, fabrics folded precisely, jars of tea and coffee, tools polished and ready. Small bowls and boxes are set aside for coins. Villagers, workers, and travelers move at a steady pace, exchanging greetings quietly. Coins pass softly from hand to hand. A silver piece buys a loaf of bread. A copper coin buys a small tool or a bundle of cloth. Even in busier streets, the rhythm remains calm and deliberate. Every exchange is a small, measured moment of trust and connection, refined minting and consistency. By this period, coins are more standardized than ever. National mints produce coins of exact weight, consistent design, and clear markings. Kings, queens, or national symbols appear on faces, but the essence of coins remains practical, to be trusted, to move value quietly and steadily. A mint worker taps dies against coin blanks in a slow, steady rhythm. Bowls of newly minted coins shine faintly in the soft light of the workshop. The process is calm and meditative, producing coins that will soon travel through hands across cities, towns, and distant trade routes. Markets, shops, and gentle trade. Markets grow more structured. Merchants set up stalls under awnings. Families stroll slowly, examining goods. The gentle clink of coins accompanies soft conversation. A baker counts silver coins for bread. A shopkeeper accepts copper coins for tea. A young apprentice offers coins for ink and paper. Each transaction is deliberate, calm, and reassuring. Coins continue to serve as the quiet, steady heartbeat of everyday life. Coins across expanding trade routes. Trade extends farther than ever before. Ships sail across calm oceans, carrying spices, sugar, textiles, and tea. Rivers carry barges laden with grain, timber, and tools. Coins travel in leather pouches and wooden chests. On board, they are counted carefully and stored securely. At each stop, they exchange hands quietly, paying dock workers, merchants, travelers, and innkeepers. The rhythm is measured, deliberate, and calm. Coins link continents in a gentle, enduring flow. Evening in the industrial city. As dusk falls, streets grow quieter. Fires glow in homes. Lanterns light sidewalks. Merchants count coins, tucking them into boxes or pouches. Families gather for supper. Travelers rest, their coins safely stored. The sound of coins is soft, a gentle tap, a subtle clink. Each coin holds the memory of its journey, the exchanges it enabled, and the trust it carried. Coins are small, enduring anchors in the steady rhythm of life, quietly connecting people across towns, rivers, and oceans. Coins as silent witnesses. Throughout this period, coins continue their quiet work. They witness families in homes, merchants in markets, sailors on ships, and travelers on roads. They pass through countless hands, often unnoticed, yet always carrying the soft, steady trust that enables human connection. Each coin holds stories. A baker receiving coins for bread, a merchant paying for supplies, a traveler tucking coins away in a pouch. They are small, enduring witnesses to the rhythm of life, quietly connecting generations across time and space, drifting gently into sleep. Now, imagine yourself walking slowly through these 18th and 19th century streets, along rivers, through docks, and into bustling but measured markets. Hear the soft clink of coins in pouches, the gentle murmur of conversation, and the faint creak of wooden carts. Coins carry you gently through centuries of quiet exchanges, linking towns, cities, rivers, and seas. The world is steady, calm, and reassuring. Life moves deliberately, carried forward by countless small, soft interactions. Allow yourself to drift slowly into rest, feeling the gentle rhythm of coins across history, guiding your mind into peaceful sleep. Coins in the 20th century and the modern era. The night is soft, deep, and still. Our story now drifts into the 20th century, where coins travel quietly through bustling towns, expanding cities, and an increasingly interconnected world. Life carries a gentle rhythm, and coins remain subtle companions, linking people, goods, and trust with calm steadiness. Morning in a modern town. Picture a town at dawn. The streets are wider, paved with smooth stones or asphalt. Smoke from chimneys is faint, replaced by the soft hum of distant trains or the muted noise of early morning vehicles. Shops open quietly, their windows gleaming in the soft sunlight. Merchants and workers begin their day slowly and deliberately. Grocers arrange fruits and vegetables. Bakers display fresh bread, and small workshops prepare tools or fabrics for sale. Coins are counted carefully, placed into small trays or pouches, ready for the day's exchanges. People move through the streets at a measured pace. Coins slide softly from hand to hand. A child gives a few copper coins for a sweet treat. A clerk hands silver coins for a small purchase. Even in a busier, more modern setting, every transaction retains the quiet rhythm of trust and value. Refined coinage and national standardization. By now, coins are produced with precise weight, detailed designs, and clear denominations. They bear symbols of national identity, presidents, monarchs, national emblems. Yet their purpose remains practical, to serve as a trusted medium of exchange. In minting workshops, coins are stamped in rhythmic, calm repetitions. Bowls of newly minted coins gleam softly under the light. Workers handle them with steady hands, ensuring consistency. Coins continue to carry the quiet, dependable assurance that has persisted through centuries. Markets, shops, and everyday exchange. Markets and shops are lively but measured. Vendors display goods neatly. Families and workers move slowly among stalls. The gentle clink of coins is accompanied by murmured conversation and the faint hum of daily life. A baker receives coins for bread. A pharmacist counts coins for medicine. A craftsman accepts coins for a small tool. Coins remain practical, steady companions in the flow of daily life, quietly linking people across towns and neighborhoods. Coins on the move around the world. Global trade expands even further. Coins travel on ships across oceans, along railways, and through the pockets of travelers and merchants. They carry value, trust, and connection, bridging distant continents. In small towns along rivers or ports, coins pass quietly from hand to hand. A merchant pays a dock worker. A shopkeeper receives coins for spices. A traveler tucks coins into a leather pouch before continuing a long journey. The movement is steady, measured, and calm. Coins connect faraway places in ways that feel almost invisible but are profoundly reliable. Evening in a modern city. As night falls, streets grow quieter. Lights from homes and shops glow softly. Families gather for dinner. Travelers rest. Coins, now safely stored in pockets, wallets, or cash boxes, hold the memory of the day's exchanges. The faint clink of coins in a purse, the soft weight in a hand, the quiet counting in preparation for tomorrow. These are the rhythms that quietly bind life together. Coins are small, enduring witnesses to countless daily routines and moments of human connection. Coins as timeless witnesses. Throughout the 20th century and into the modern era, coins continue to silently witness human life. They travel, exchange hands, and endure wear, yet their purpose remains unchanged: to facilitate trust, trade, and continuity. Coins hold stories of families, merchants, travelers, and workers. They record subtle histories of cities and towns, quiet journeys across continents, and the gentle ebb and flow of everyday life. They are anchors in the ongoing story of human connection, drifting slowly into rest. Now, imagine yourself walking through modern streets, along quiet rivers, through softly lit markets. Hear the faint clink of coins in pouches and wallets. Feel the weight of coins in your hand, small reminders of trust and connection that span centuries. The world is steady, calm, and reassuring. Life moves deliberately, carried forward by countless small, quiet exchanges. Coins, traveling across towns, rivers, oceans, and continents, guide your mind gently towards sleep. Let your thoughts float slowly along this calm, rhythmic journey through time. Imagine the steady flow of coins, carrying history, trust, and quiet stories as you drift deeper and deeper into rest. Coins in the modern world and the quiet dawn of digital currency. The night is soft, still, and enveloping. Our journey has carried us across centuries, through quiet towns, rivers, markets, and oceans. Now, we drift gently into the modern world, where coins continue their steady journey alongside the beginnings of digital currency, quietly shaping daily life in calm and familiar ways. Morning in a modern city. Imagine a city at dawn. Streets are lined with shops and cafes. The air carries faint scents of coffee brewing, fresh bread, and the subtle hum of an awakening urban rhythm. People walk slowly along sidewalks, some carrying coins in pockets or small purses. In small cafes, coins change hands quietly. A few silver coins pay for a pastry. A copper coin buys a small cup of tea. The sound is soft, a gentle clink against the wooden counter, blending into the hum of the morning. Even in bustling surroundings, life remains deliberate and measured. Coins retain their quiet purpose. They are reliable, familiar, and constant, providing small, tangible reassurance amid the flow of modern life. The refinement and design of modern coins. Modern coins are crafted with precision. National mints produce coins of exact weight, detailed design, and consistent size. Faces of historical figures, national emblems, and symbolic patterns appear in soft relief, subtle yet meaningful. In minting workshops, coins are stamped in rhythmic repetition. Workers handle them steadily, placing them into trays or pouches for distribution. Each coin carries the same quiet trust as its predecessors, ready to move gently through the hands of everyday people, linking communities and neighborhoods. Coins in daily life. Coins continue to play a steady role in small, measured transactions. A commuter drops a coin into a paybox at a train station. A parent buys a small treat for a child. A shopkeeper counts coins carefully at the close of the day. Even in larger cities with faster rhythms, the presence of coins is calming. They provide continuity, reliability, and a tactile sense of value in an increasingly abstract world. The sound of a coin sliding into a hand or resting in a pocket is soft, soothing, and familiar. The gentle dawn of digital currency. Alongside coins, a new form of quiet exchange begins to emerge: digital currency. Though invisible, it operates on the same principles that coins have always carried: trust, value, and connection. Digital transactions move silently, without the clink of metal, but they follow the same deliberate rhythm. A payment here, a transfer there, all quietly linking people, businesses, and banks across cities, countries, and continents. The trust that coins have carried for millennia now extends into the invisible world of modern banking and digital finance. Evening in a modern city. As the sun sets, the city grows calm. Lights glow softly in windows and streets. Shops close their doors. Families gather for meals. Coins rest in pockets, wallets, and cash registers, holding the memory of the day's quiet exchanges. A child may touch a coin, intrigued by its familiar weight. A shopkeeper counts coins for the day's earnings, placing them carefully into a small pouch. Travelers and commuters tuck coins safely away, ready for the next day's rhythm. Coins remain steady companions in the soft flow of life, enduring, reliable, and calm. Coins as timeless witnesses. Even in the modern world, coins quietly witness daily life. They move from hand to hand, city to city, and country to country. They carry the stories of meals purchased, goods exchanged, travel undertaken, and moments of connection between people. Whether tangible in a pocket or digital in a bank, the essence of a coin remains the same: to provide trust, continuity, and quiet stability across time. They are gentle anchors in an ever-changing world, drifting gently into rest. Now, imagine yourself walking through softly lit streets, holding a coin gently in your hand. Hear the faint clink as it moves in a pocket or against a countertop. Picture the calm rhythm of daily life: cafes, shops, markets, homes, moving steadily and peacefully. Coins carry centuries of history, quiet stories, and enduring trust. Digital currency carries the same principles silently, linking people and places in calm, deliberate ways. Let your mind drift with this rhythm, feeling the gentle weight of coins and the soft hum of connection as you move slowly, peacefully towards sleep. The timeless journey of coins. The night is quiet, deep, and still. Our journey through the history of coins now nears its gentle close. From the earliest metal pieces struck thousands of years ago to the coins and digital forms we know today, these small objects have moved softly through human life, carrying trust, value, and connection. Mourning across the ages. Imagine mournings across time. In ancient villages, the first coins are exchanged for grains and simple tools. In medieval towns, coins clink softly in marketplaces, helping families gather bread, cloth, and pottery. In early modern cities, silver and copper coins slide gently from hand to hand, guiding merchants, travelers, and households through their day. Even in modern cities, coins quietly accompany us, resting in wallets, changing hands at cafes and markets, and now, alongside them, the invisible rhythm of digital currency. Each moment is deliberate, measured, and calm, a small rhythm repeated countless times across centuries. Coins as silent witnesses. Coins have quietly observed human life, always unobtrusive yet enduring. They have been touched by countless hands: children, travelers, bakers, merchants, rulers, and families. They have passed through homes, shops, markets, rivers, ports, and cities, bridging distances both small and vast. Each coin carries stories without words: the bread bought, the tools exchanged, the journey undertaken, the trust shared. They are witnesses to everyday life, gentle markers of human rhythm, and anchors of continuity across centuries, the calm of trade and connection. Think of rivers carrying goods, markets alive with soft murmurs, caravan trails winding slowly through hills and deserts. Coins move silently, connecting people who may never meet. In each exchange, they carry value, trust, and reassurance. Whether in a small medieval village or a bustling modern city, the presence of coins remains subtle but essential. They provide the quiet structure to daily life, letting families, travelers, and merchants navigate their world with calm certainty. Coins and reflection. Now, picture holding a coin gently in your hand. Feel its cool, smooth surface. Imagine the hands that held it before, the towns, rivers, and roads it has traveled. Let your thoughts drift along its journey. Coins remind us that life is built from countless small, deliberate actions. They are enduring symbols of trust, connection, and patience. Their weight is small, but their significance stretches across time, quiet yet profound. Evening across time. As night deepens, imagine lanterns glowing softly in ancient streets, fires crackling quietly in homes, and markets settling into calm. Coins rest in pouches, jars, boxes, and wallets. Digital currency moves silently in the modern world. The rhythm is steady, deliberate, and peaceful. Every exchange, every journey, every quiet clink has contributed to the gentle flow of human life. A gentle drift into sleep. Let yourself drift now, slowly and softly, through centuries of calm streets, quiet rivers, markets, and homes. Hear the faint clink of coins, the gentle murmur of conversation, the subtle rhythm of daily life across time. Coins have been silent companions through history, carrying trust, connection, and continuity. Imagine yourself surrounded by this calm rhythm, breathing slowly, and letting it carry you into rest. The world is steady, soft, and reassuring. Life continues its gentle rhythm, and you, too, can drift quietly into sleep, cradled by the calm, enduring journey of coins across time. The night is deep, soft, and still. You are settled comfortably, ready to let the story of coins carry you into sleep. The journey through centuries has been gentle, calm, and deliberate, and now it slows, fading softly like a river flowing into quiet waters. Imagine one last evening, stretching across all eras. Fires flicker softly in distant homes, lanterns glow along quiet streets, and rivers glisten faintly under moonlight. Markets, towns, and cities, ancient and modern, grow still. Coins rest in pouches, boxes, and wallets, holding the memory of all the gentle exchanges of the day. Feel the weight of a coin in your hand, soft, familiar, reassuring. It carries the calm of the bread bought, the tool exchanged, the quiet trust of countless hands across time. Its presence is steady, comforting, and enduring. Across deserts, rivers, oceans, and roads, coins have traveled slowly, never rushed, always deliberate. Each small clink, each soft exchange, has been part of the rhythm of life. Imagine walking softly through these times and places, your footsteps quiet. Hear the faint metallic tap of coins in pouches, the gentle murmur of marketplaces now resting, the distant lapping of water along calm shores. Every sound is soft, every moment deliberate, every movement gentle. Let your mind float alongside coins as they rest, carried quietly in the world. See the soft glow of lanterns, the flicker of distant fires, the calm streets winding through villages, towns, and cities. Feel the steady heartbeat of life moving gently, a rhythm that has endured across centuries. Coins are small, patient witnesses. They are symbols of trust, connection, and continuity. And now, their calm presence can carry you too, softly, steadily, into rest. Take a slow, deep breath. Imagine the gentle movement of coins sliding softly in leather pouches, resting in wooden boxes, traveling across quiet rivers, or tucked safely in pockets. Every clink fades, every murmur quiets. The world around you is still. Life continues its gentle rhythm. You are safe, calm, and at peace. Allow yourself to drift slowly, carried by the quiet flow of centuries, the steady rhythm of daily life, and the small, enduring presence of coins. Let your thoughts float freely, softly, gently. The story has ended, but the calm remains. Coins rest, rivers flow, streets are quiet, and now, so are you. Sleep deeply,